Hey guys, how you all doing? So earlier this morning I popped over to one of my friend's houses because he said he had some Lego he'd be willing to sell to me. So I thought, why not? I went over there and we spent a good few hours rummaging through his Lego collection in order to find some really cool and unique pieces to buy from him. So that's what I did, and right now I'm going to show you guys what I got. So unfortunately I forgot to bring any Ziploc bags or anything with me, which is why I had to dump all my Legos in my backpack, but that's alright, I'll just organize them out for you guys. But he did have some plastic Tupperware, which is what I divided the minifigures and other miscellaneous stuff into, so we'll get into those in a little bit more detail, but first let me dump out all the other stuff. I did get this, I'll go into more detail on that, of course. We have a boat right here, and a bunch of other pieces that I will now attempt to dump out and organize so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly. All the pieces that I was able to get from him today. Now all of these pieces will be used in my mocks, and when I was picking the pieces out, I was thinking a lot about how I could be using them and what they would be used for. So starting in the dark bluish gray, we have quite a lot of plates. Now I am thinking of a very good Star Wars mock that I could use those for, and we also have things like this, a really cool jail cell piece that of course will be used for some sort of a prison of sorts. Next up we have some light gray, and of course lots of buildings, especially in the Star Wars universe, use light gray as the main kind of build. Over here we have some colored bricks mainly for filler. And then over here we have some tan and dark tan. Those colors I absolutely love. You can make so many different terrains. You can make deserts, beaches, all kinds of stuff, and I think the color looks really good as a whole. And then down here we just have some browns, whites, and some very nice big black bricks. And again, for filler brick, instead of using a bunch of 2x4 pieces, using one of those saves you a lot of time, which is really cool. So now onto the minifigures. So of course I wasn't buying any new sets, so it is expected that there will be pieces missing here and there, but collectively I did try and find the minifigures that were mostly complete, and just those that really stood out to me, as well as various minifigure and other accessories that I thought would work really well in the mocks. Alright guys, so in front of you is all of the minifigure related accessories and parts and whatnot, but I'll try and go through all the minifigures so that you can see all of them and go into a little bit more details on the ones I quite like. Now over here, starting on the left, is going to be 4 Mandalorians. However, we only have one that is complete, and this is going to be this one. Now this is very standard, but I really love the look of this figure. I do not have any Mandalorians, so it's a great first time to have it. Now next up is an Ahsoka, but she is missing her hair piece, which is a shame, but that's alright, I can always buy one. Next up we do have Anakin, which I really love the printing on this guy. He is the Clone Wars edition, so they have that really nice face, which is very different. And again, very useful for my mocks. Up next we have a whole row of pretty much clone troopers. There's a bomb squad trooper right here, 212 or Utapau trooper. We have a rebel pilot. We have a 212th airborne trooper, but he is missing his helmet and head, but at least the torso, and the Kama is also here, which is really cool to have. And then along the line we have some more clone troopers without helmets and Obi-Wan on the end. Then back up here on the front we have some droids here, and I was able to get 2 complete battle droids, or super battle droids I should say, right here, and one of them does have the blaster arm, which is pretty cool to have. Again, very nice for all of my mocks. Next up we have a shadow trooper. Now this character looks really good, and I especially like the little chrome details on the helmet there, and of course on the back, which is really cool to see. Then we have I believe it's some sort of an Electro Batman. Right here you can see in a little bit more detail, and he's got this really cool navy blue and aqua printing on him. Then we have a Samukai from the Ninjago. And then here we have a knight. I'm not exactly sure what this theme was. They did have the completed figure, so I thought I'd pick it up. Next up, we have a Centurion, I believe he is. And then this one is Frodo. And I wish I had it just a few days ago so that I could have put it in my Shire mock. But nonetheless, it is still on display, and Frodo will be a great addition to that. Then next up, we have one which I frankly have never seen in my life before, but he looks super, super cool. He is an alien, and I just love the head mold. Really turned out good for Lego. First time I ever saw it. And then next up, I might mention that we have this. It is an ant, and yes, here he is. I believe he's called Anti, actually. It's from Ant-Man, and here is the Ant-Man figure right here, if I can focus. There we go, Ant-Man figure right here, really cool helmet design, really love that. And of course we have the yellow jacket right here. Right, and speeding through the rest of this collection I have in front of me, here are a bunch of clone heads as well as some Stormtrooper and clone helmets. This one is actually kind of broken, which I think would be cool to have on the battlefield, kind of like an old clone head. This is an ARF Trooper head, and I think that looks super, super cool. Then over here we just have a collection of other figurines head, as well as some torsos and a few legs of various clone troopers. Also picked up this pipe because I thought it would look really cool in some sort of facility of sorts in a Star Wars mock. And then over here we just have a very huge collection of blasters. Lastly, we do have all of these right here. This is going to be some crates over here and some plants, as well as a ladder, which will be super useful, especially in the mock I am thinking of doing, as well as some other miscellaneous parts that I did pick up. Oh yes, and I did get a boat haul, which I think is really cool because I don't actually have any one-piece large boat haul except for one of the Chima sets. I think if I ever do a Lego City, this will be a great addition to it. Alright guys, so that was today's haul. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to go and give this video a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.